listening to the Bantering Bohs Show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Bohs fans, it's your boy JR. Do you like to shop? Of course you do. Amazon is everything you need. I mean, literally, everything you need. From Amazon Fire tablets to the latest Blu-rays and video games, all you got to do is just click on that Amazon banner on our website, thebanteringbohs.com. And if you really want to help us out and support the whole thing we got going on here, then please do us a favor. Do all your shopping through our Amazon page here at the Bantering Bohs. Thank you.
And we're on.
Oh, yeah.
Live.
We're live.
Without a banter.
What are you talking about, Lewis?
Huh? We're not supposed to tell the audience that, but you know what? Sometimes...
You messed up, son. You didn't even come up and think about it. You're doing your notes at last minute. What are you doing here, son?
Huh? I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm going to go with this anyway, though. You know what?
Run with it.
You know
doing everything last minute. Procrastinators unite.
You know
Tomorrow.
what gives me the red ass?
You know what really grinds my gears?
When somebody procrastinates.
Yeah.
You know, they wait last minute to do something, okay? They know when they have a deadline.
Sounds oddly familiar.
And they just keep putting it off, and then like 2 hours before, just like, oh, guess what? I got to get that assignment done.
Yes, did you get that TPS report done, Brian?
Yeah, Peter, we're gonna need you to work Sunday. Yeah. So yeah. Bottom line is, if you know you have something that has to get done, Kristen sort of.
He's listening.
Who else? Bradley Wills.
6-day work week, son.
If you know you have an assignment that has to be done, I'm just saying though. And this is work related too. If you have a work report that has to be done, I suggest.
Here's to being not in school and not being full-time employed.
Yay!
I don't report for anything.
And on that note,
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real man of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Procrastinator Man.
Mr. Procrastinator Man.
Most people get assignments done when they have to get it done ahead of schedule, but you have the balls to get it done 5 minutes beforehand.
Hold it off.
Not a lot of room in the pants.
No matter the deadline, no matter the time, whatever the assignment, you still get the job done.
But there's something on TV I need.
Whatever it is on TV, whatever game you have to watch, whatever girlfriend you have to go take out on a date, you do what has to be done.
Amen.
Today, so open a Bud Light, Mr. Procrastinator Man, because it's people like you that put deadlines to shame.
Mr. Procrastinator Man.
God, let's get this show on.
Is the Bantering Bohs Show. Brian Thomas, the movie buff. From movie news and reviews to the most useless movie facts you don't need to know. Brian is the true connoisseur of Hollywood. Brad Beals, the video game guru. From the latest trending gaming reviews to highlights of the best games you're not playing, there's a reason we call him Game Genie. James Revere, the sports fanatic. From game recaps to stats to insight on the latest sports controversies. Move over, Bob Costas. JR will run you over. And now, here are your hosts, the Bohs.
Welcome, everyone, to the Bantering Bohs Show. My name is Brian Thomas, and joining me, as always, is the rest of the Bohs, Mr. JR.
I'm alive.
He has survived, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
he can survive anything.
No riots on Baltimore Street.
And Mr. Bradley Beals.
Oh, hello there.
How isn't that special?
This is the show where we recap the latest news and hot topics in video games, sports, and movies, and then banter about them. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday clean up Baltimore Day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where kids' seats are still, well, let's face it, if you bring your kids down here, you're an idiot.
They are deaf for the rest of their lives.
Incidentally, we are referring to Baltimore. In case you haven't watched the news, well, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
anyway.
pretty much, sadly.
Yeah. So, on a lighter note, how are you boys doing?
Tired, fatigued, stressed out. Oh, the usual.
Huh? Finals.
It's getting down to the end of the semester where the professors are like, well, I've got at least 5 other projects lined up, and you all need to do them within 2 weeks. Go. Like, just 2 birds right at you.
Have you ever considered, I say this very carefully, and Bradley, this is not directed at you or your professors.
Sure.
I'm just saying maybe bribery.
I think I've already tried that. But,
Excuse me, sir. Have you met my friend, Mr. Abraham Lincoln? I know that's more than you get because you're not tenured.
And his other buddies, Mr. Washington and Washington.
His other buddy wants to do it, Mr. George Washington. Yeah, he just wants to join the buddy.
Thomas Jefferson. A couple Lincolns there. Click.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, I mean, procrastination, there's no cure for it. That describes us in a team.
It just feels so good until that last hour.
Yeah, especially 5 minutes to show. And it's like, hey, Brian's writing your show notes again. God damn it.
I just don't want to... Oh, crap, it closes in 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. But we know one thing that's not closing down.
Baltimore.
Huh?
Still staying up.
Is it?
Staying strong.
Baltimore's still standing.
Yeah, somehow.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I was talking about Camden Yards. That ain't closing down anytime soon, is it?
Well, considering it is the closest thing to a medieval fortress we have downtown.
It's like being in medieval times, wasn't it?
Hey, it's actually real this time.
Considering what it was going on.
Prepare the catapult, Bradley.
The trebuchet.
Well,
Raise the gates.
we did have a moat around Camden Yards, but it was of police officers in riot gear.
Oh.
Yeah, as our fearless leader alluded to in our intro, there was at 4:30, let's go timeline. At 4:30 p.m., right out in front of Gate H on Utah Street at Oriole Park at Camden Yards, the best stadium in all of baseball. You don't like it? Write me an email. I'll tell you how much of an idiot you are.
Despite the fact that it is in Baltimore. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, it's in the painted section, so it's okay. It's like, dude, the city sucks. That's okay. We painted it. But yeah, so peaceful guys, everyone just chanting in regards to a young man whose life was unlawfully ended at the hands of Baltimore City Police. From what I've read and understood so far, he suffered a broken leg upon being apprehended and was further injured to a point he suffered a spinal fracture inside the police van and passed away en route to the station. From what I hear, is he outstanding citizen, well respected around his peers and his family members and whatnot. Not not one of the bad seeds that Baltimore seems to be known for. Think of that what you will.
Didn't he also have prior drug convictions too?
I don't know.
That's what I've heard too.
But
regardless, anyway.
Hey, who doesn't like a little weed here and there?
But regardless, anyway. So riots. Yeah.
So yeah, the
Gatherings.
peaceful protests, they occurred around 4:30. They made their way past Camden Yards and slowly but surely made their way towards City Hall, as they were expected to do. As an employee now at Oriole Park, we opened the gates for security screenings for all our customers, and everything was going on without a hitch. I look up the street in front of my gate and see 36 of Baltimore City's finest walking towards the stadium. To which at that point I asked my supervisor, we're closing the gates soon, aren't we? Like, how could you tell? Well, the fans are screaming like little girls, so that's probably one thing. And Boston fans, they do love to cry like little babies. But that's another story. Yeah,
there goes another one.
Stop jumping off the 5th floor. We're fine, guys. Anyway, they, we still start going, but then all of a sudden, cops are ushering the fans. Keep going. Go inside. Go inside. Go inside. I'm like, what the heck? Look to my right, and I see an orange barricade bike rack being picked up and thrown at said police officers who have now encompassed this gate in full riot gear, and we close up shop, let people into the stadium. It was F Troop all over
Wrong
again.
charge.
Wrong.
Charge. Less for weed, women beer. Anyway, so yeah, needless to say, it was a very heightened evening. Baltimore City's finest did what they could. They steered them away from Camden
Props
Yards.
to them.
Yep.
For
having to deal with all that.
I've shook more hands in the past 2 days with people in uniform than I have ever. It just, the crap they had to deal with last night was ungodly. But it didn't stop there. They ended up going towards one of our favorite watering holes before a game, Pickles.
Yes.
Picked fights with random strangers just sitting there trying to enjoy a day or night at the ballpark. Fans visiting from out of town because Boston is the most expensive stadium in all of baseball. They came down for the weekend to have a good time. They end up being beaten, bruised, and bloodied right there in the middle of the street. It was an absolute travesty. Cop cars, windows being broken out of, trash cans being lit on fire and thrown at the cops.
People dragged out of their cars.
People were dragged out of their cars just as they're trying to make their way home or maybe out to an event for the evening.
Our metro system, also
Shut
known as the
down,
light rail,
rail
shut
shut
down.
Which really made some fans angry.
Because
but-
they had,
Yeah.
especially if you take park and ride, especially.
Now, before you go on, sorry, JR, was there any time that they thought about like not having the game? No. They were always going to have the game.
Well, as the organizers of the protests actually made the correct contacts with the governor's office, with the police department, saying, we're going to gather at these locations. We're going to end here. No crap's going to happen. It's just, we want this peaceful. We're just trying to,
They went through all the legal system and did the right thing.
They followed everything to a T. I give them props.
Yeah.
Because even during all this, they were the ones standing in the mess and the war zone saying, guys, this isn't the message we wanted tonight. This is a black eye to the city. This does nothing. What are you guys doing?
You know for a fact that was not the protesters. There is a group out there that is that's coming from the outside, going and looking at this to exploit it and say like, oh, massive group of people, let's go burn some crap.
Yep.
And rob stuff. And now that 7-Eleven, that's right there in the store, that was completely raided, is now going to have to shut down altogether.
Yep. There was 7-Eleven looted beyond belief, shut down. Repairs
Subway
will be included. Subway, that's right a block
The
away.
Gallery,
was
which is a
done.
very popular mall right across from the Inner
Yeah.
Harbor. The chair was taken to the Michael Kors store there, right on live
you
TV.
know there will be a lot of purses sold secondhand for some extra money, as tragic as it is. 12 arrests were made last night. Already after the debacle that happened, people are calling for Mayor Blake and Anthony Batts, police commissioner, to hand in their resignations. Anthony Batts, I don't think you can really hold in too high of a blame for this one.
They brought in more precinct guys, if I'm not mistaken, like other agencies.
he was
were
from
brought in.
Oakland,
They brought
actually.
Baltimore County people in.
Yeah,
to
they
help
did.
us last
Maryland
night.
State Police were there too.
Yeah.
They brought the full
Montgomery County Police.
The
It was-
entire block, basically around the headquarters, was like was sanctioned off too,
Yeah.
with like cops around the entire.
They brought the hammer down last night. I've never been a personal fan of Miss Blake, as she seems to spend more time wondering about what she's wearing on her feet or all of her social engagements. But news around the way is that our new governor here in Maryland is starting to make police more accountable for their actions with some new legislation. So think of that what you will. Yeah, it was just a tragic thing. You know, ignorance breeds more ignorance. They start destroying stuff. Then you start seeing the racial profiling and slurs coming out of the woodwork. I saw a tweet today, a guy who was actually in the middle of the protests. According to him, quite a few of the fans outside of Pickles were using racial slurs beyond belief towards the protesters, which may have incited this whole thing. It's all hearsay at this point.
Right.
But basically, Baltimore's never been too well-liked of a city around most of this country just because of the high death rates and the violence that happens.
Let's think. What's our most known for TV shows? Just that general?
The Wire.
The Wire.
Homicide.
Life on the streets. Yeah.
Not shows we really want to be well known for.
All it is Baltimore.
Come on, guys. We had Ace of Cakes. Come on.
We had Duff, and now we have good baseball again. And
Yes.
it was an absolute travesty.
House of
last
Cards.
night.
Technically, yeah.
And
Corrupt politicians.
Yeah, corrupt politician. Oh, God.
Veep has been
That's
filmed
true,
a few
too.
times downtown. Julia Dreyfus is kind of hot, I guess. I don't like the show, though. But anyway, so yeah, it sucked. No real reports outside of the altercations at Pickles, though, of any fans suffering any injuries or anything like that. So
That's good.
a lot of families actually made it home safely, so that's the important thing. Now, there was actually baseball that happened through all this travesty.
Thank God.
Leading up to it, the Orioles were absolutely running between the tail feathers in their legs. They were losers of 5 straight. Starters did not make it out of the 4th inning in any of those starts. The bullpen was not doing much better and had been absolutely worn to pieces bad. And then Friday, to make matters worse, we have the lead and end up losing the game in the bottom of the 9th. Enter Saturday with all the madness that happened, and all of a sudden the Orioles finally said, whoa, we need to wake up. So 3-2 going into the bottom of the 9th. Right at this moment, you'll hear PA announcer Ryan Wagner, douchebag. Now, I can actually confirm, meeting him in person, he is as big of a douchebag as I am.
You, sir, are an asshole.
I mean, he walks around like he's the crown prince of Camden Yards. He's not a very approachable man. He's not very nice.
Wow. Good to know.
So, if
If we ever have an asshole of the week, we know who to.
you ever run into him, feel free. No,
Yeah.
bam, no skin off my back. Pow, right in the kiss. So after everything goes on, 9th inning comes up. Ryan Wagner announces across the PA to the rest of the people who still manage to stay in the 35-degree, windy, rainy conditions, you will not be allowed to leave Camden Yards until the mayor's office dictates further notice, because it is for your own personal safety.
Right.
Luckily, last call for alcohol is the 7th inning, because that would have gotten scary.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. There being a riot inside.
It was getting kind of sketchy. Back to the game real quick. Bottom of the 9th, we're up 3-2. We somehow managed to just completely fall apart. 2 errors, 2 earned runs, and we end up going into the 10th inning, tied 3-3. First pitch to Boston hitter. We're down 4-3 in the top of the 10th. It's looking like the night's going to get worse. Orioles start a rally. They come back and win 5-4 on a walk-off home run by the skinny, scrawny David Lowe. I actually read a tweet, though, the other day. It was a picture. If David Lowe hits this walk-off home run, I will eat my shirt. That same guy posted a picture today. He had a piece of shirt on his fork as he was putting it into his mouth. Wow. It's like, well, at least the guy's honest. And then today, Bud Norris, who has been the worst pitcher in the rotation, finally shows up, gives us 6 1/3 innings, 3 runs, gets the win as the Orioles bats wake up and take off, and they win 18-7.
Woo, that's a lot of runs.
That's a football score right there.
Yeah, it is. That's more points than the Ravens put on in one game.
Sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
Only person who doesn't have a hit today is Manny Machado, but he still manages to score 2 runs. The big stories thus far, Chris Davis has actually not struck out in 3 straight games.
That a boy.
And when you're leading the league by at least 15 over your next closest person in strikeouts, you'll take days like that.
Yeah, true.
I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy.
Actually, you're not doing much of your job there, sir, so shut your mouth.
Say hi to your mother for me.
The biggest hero thus far has been Jimmy Paredes, or as they have dubbed him now in the media, Jimmy the Hit Parade. Or Paredes. Jimmy the Hit Paredes. He's hitting .461, another 3 hits today, came a home run away from the cycle. It's the typical Oriole thing. I mean, last year was Steve Pearce, a couple years ago, Nate McLouth. Just, we find that one guy, he gets his chance, and he just takes off. And as of right now, your best pitcher is no longer Ubaldo.
All right.
All right.
He got rocked.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah, he got rocked in a start against Toronto, but I know you're going to want the soundboard ready for this one, because your best pitcher now in the rotation is...
Hold on. He's getting it. There he is.
Wei Yin Chen.
What?
0-1 still, but after Saturday's game goes 8 innings, only gives up the 2 runs. I think his ERA is down to about 2 point something. He's not doing it cleanly, but he's
Giving him the gong.
He's doing what we got. So Chen is your man. You can hit it 5 more times if you like. It's up to you.
Use it sparingly.
There we go.
Yeah,
so, after all that, I think the best statement.
Okay.
He was holding back.
The best statement for everything that happened over this weekend is only at Oriole Park can you have riots, have a protest, lock down the stadium, almost lose a game to win it in a walk-off fashion all in one night.
Dang.
Only in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So, that's the whole kit and caboodle there in regards to the Orioles. Real quick, Caps lay a turd 2 days ago. That's a Game 7. Comes tomorrow, as you'll see on our Instagram page a little later.
P.U.
We know how Caps fans are feeling. They're just going a little crazy. And last but not least, a little bit of Ravens news. Draft is this week. It starts on Thursday night. I will not be watching because we will be doing something else that kicks more ass.
Talk about that later.
Exactly. My predictions right now, these 3 names, Landon Collins, Max Williams, or Marcus Peters. Keep those names on your list because that's one of our draft, our first-round picks, I think.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll wait till you're done.
What about Function?
He's dropping down the draft boards like a sack of bricks. So he could definitely be gotten in a second or third round potentially. And 2 little Flacco tidbits. When asked if he thinks the Ravens should draft a top-flight wide receiver, like Devin Funchess, Joe says in his best Buck Showalter impersonation, I like our guys. Seems to think that the wide receiving core they have right now is more than talented and thinks he can lead those guys to victory. I kind of disagree with him on that one. I think we need that home run hitter now that we've lost Torrey Smith. But that's another story. And he also says today, I want to have my extension done before next year, which is a good thing because his cap number goes up to almost $30 million. So thank you, Joe, for not being an asshat and actually caring about the team.
Yay.
So.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of the NFL draft, I think Belichick's trying to recruit some talent some ass.
Yeah.
I'd recruit that any day too. Just to be honest,
John Legend, you are a lucky man, sir. But Belichick, come on, your wife was there.
Yep.
Literally, the only time dumbass decides to grin it's when he's checking out Chrissy Teigen's ass.
Dang, look at that over there.
just as long as he's not trying to French kiss her on TV like he did his wife after they won the Super Bowl. That was disgusting. So, after everything else that's gone on, I went home. I played some GTA 5 for a while. So, what other games are out there, dude?
Woohoo.
Game Genie.
Trust me, I know you're going to be excited because I got a bunch of especially newly announced stuff, which is surprising that they're doing it now since, E3 is going to be right around the corner in about a month or so, but we've already got the tidbits of stuff. But I'll get to
Previews
the good.
before the preview.
Exactly. It's the teaser before the teaser. So what the hell does that mean?
These do us nothing except create hype.
Basically, that's all it is. Well, are you guys ready, since I know you both have your Xbox Ones and you're looking for new games? Even though you already probably played it, how would you like to go back and play Gears of War, the original one?
Yes.
Sure.
Announced by Microsoft Studios and Black Tusk Studios that they'll be remaking the original Gears of War and porting that over to the Xbox One system with updated animations, cinematics, and stuff like that. Though I imagine the shotguns are still going to be brokenly overpowered, as they usually are, but it's still the same as Gears of War. Yeah. But go back through Gears of War again. That'll be on Xbox One. Again, that's all the deals we have. They said, well, we could really tell you more, but we'll hold off. So that tells you, E3 will give you a trailer. So, But also on to other announcements. A interesting partnership into especially one franchise that's riding really high right now in the movie industries, and one that's really good at telling tales. Har, har, har. Traveler's Tales has now teamed up again. Traveler's Tales Studios are the guys who did the Walking Dead series and now doing Game of Thrones and the The Wolf Among Us, have now partnered up with Marvel actually right now to do some interesting crossover bits. So that's going to be a lot interesting. I imagine, of course, it'll be the same style that they've done with the Walking Dead series and that kind of telltale style of gameplay.
And here I was hoping Olivia Munn would be on the box.
But
They better get that costume right. It's on their set.
I was yeah, definitely.
I doubt it, but
I'd buy that for $1.
Whoop, back saying.
hey, you watch it over there.
All right. But,
I know the studying's got you, a little,
a little worked up, a little stressed right here.
little antsy.
Yeah, especially that's a very interesting that they said with Marvel and Telltale is getting a lot of partnerships up. If they've already got, done with The Walking Dead, they did the Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones of all things, especially. Now you're also getting Marvel in there. Like, my God, they're making bank now with these partnership deals. No details exactly on which universe they're going to do, but it'd be interesting to see which one they really want to do. Again, they're very focused on narrative story games, but not too much on the action, though, unfortunately. So, sorry if you want to be Captain America beating the crap out of people. It's not going to happen.
Probably be more like, here's the story of Archangel and him flying down and solving puzzles.
Yeah, basically. But still good to know. We did, of course, get the official announcement from Square Enix that they will be doing their own dedicated press conference during E3, and that will be on their dedicated one will be on June 16th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, especially. My speculation will be, well, you got Final Fantasy 15 supposed to be done, so yeah, you're gonna have to show that off. We did get the trailer, obviously, for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, so probably a little bit more details on that, on the publishing side, but hopefully just more, because at the moment, Square Enix, you haven't brought out really anything at the moment. You've been working on 15 since 2004, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember how long it's been since they've been working on that, but it's been forever. So yeah, get that done, seriously, and give us more information, because we're wasting away here, guys.
Throw me a freaking bone here, okay?
Basically. Out of the interesting ones, especially to get out there, Creative Assembly, the guys who do the Total War series, which is a grand strategy game, especially, they will have announced that they're going to be making a Total War Warhammer game. So there's going to be a quote-unquote epic trilogy of titles that they're going to be putting out there that based in the Warhammer universe, especially. And for all intents and purposes who do play the actual tabletop version of Warhammer, makes sense. A strategy game that's designed for a strategy game, and who better to do it with than Creative Assembly? Now, let's just forget about Total War Rome 2, and we'll be fine, because that was a glitchy mess when it first came out, but hopefully they learn the lesson, go back to the old school ways, and Warhammer especially has a huge, backing to it, especially in lore into it as well, so good to see that come from those guys. And especially today, breaking news at the time recording this, especially the latest in the Call of Duty series has just been announced trailer-wise for Black Ops 3 from Treyarch. Showcasing a lot more, especially on the single-player, campaign, with using, especially as their music background, the one Rolling Stones, the Paint It Black, so. But
how original.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, Call of Duty, wait a minute, Black Ops, that's the one for the 60s. Oh, yeah, so. And zombies as well. It showcases a lot of different things.
It has zombies?
Yeah, of course it's going to have zombies. Treyarch. It's Treyarch. It's going to have zombies, so. They do that little teaser right at the end where you see the zombies for like a quick second. And it goes off. Zombies is very popular. I don't know. It's one mode I don't play, but
it's fun. I don't get it.
It's better with friends, because it's the whole point is to see how far you can go. Again, it's geared to those people who like roguelike kind of games and be like a challenge and see how far you can get. Especially with the zombies, there is no end to the game. Unless you play the last installment, Black Ops 2, where they actually did put objectives into it, so you could actually see an ending.
Yeah.
Because there is lore to that part of the game, which I found ridiculous.
I just play the one where you just battle the zombies, go and move into each level or the house or wherever you are, and then just kind of keep going with it until you die.
Yeah.
But,
I think the highest one I got was like level 100 or something like that, like 140.
It's got to be better than Ghost.
Yeah. It's going to be better than Ghost. I mean,
Right,
easily.
Right, JR.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, looking to do this one's going to be set in the future, so probably around or a little bit after the events in Black Ops 2. Looks to be a mashup of almost, I want to say, a little bit like the recent Advanced Warfare and like Deus Ex, especially, because we see people with like cybernetic augmentations, like robotic arms, cybernetic arms, and the hand cannon that comes out of the arm. So
Robot hand, transform.
Yeah. Or they use the hand to take control of a drone, and then you see the drone like attack. I was like, what? Of course, a lot of people want to see how this actually transitioned into multiplayer because, well, let's be honest, what are you going to end up playing for a Call of Duty game? But there's a single player in there, and Treyarch actually makes it at least more entertaining sometimes. So
Treyarch delivers. Definitely.
Exactly. So I guess I'll ask, because JR, you got to see the trailer, and you, of course, you and me usually play Call of Duty, so your take on it?
It pretty much hit the nail on the head. I'm like, this looks a lot like something I've played. And then seeing this, like you said, the augmentations and whatnot, this looks like a trailer that was just released a few weeks ago. I don't know where they're going with this.
Coincidence?
Yeah, seriously.
It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty. You already know what you're going to expect. You love it, you hate it. Go play it. It's arcade shooter. So, but there's just showing off what you can do. The little teaser. Of course, everybody's already breaking down the trailer, frame by frame. You're like, oh, we see in this trailer they've got the long sliding dashes. Well, in this one, this certain gun comes up. It's like, we know, guys, they're going to announce this. Like, give us a few months, but still, it's up there. Especially not bad. And always Rolling Stones, Painted Black, great song, definitely. I love it.
No, I love the song. It just doesn't go with that. But then again, how does AC/DC Shoot to Throw go with a Call of Duty game?
I think they've used Painted Black in the entire series for their trailers.
Okay.
I can't remember. No, did they?
I don't remember any of the trailers.
No, I don't think they used Painted Black. They used some other like 60s songs. I think they used, because I know Painted Black, I don't think it was in there as well. But I remember this one they did for a couple of the beats bits. They would do the gunshots and everything else. Oh, this time around I did remember. Now I'm thinking back to the trailer. They did. It doesn't look like they have the crossbow this time, but they actually have a bow and arrow this time instead. Which I'm like, why don't you just go back to the crossbow?
It's like the fan favorite. Oh my God, he stuck me. Now I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, it's a skill weapon. That's basically what it is, which is hilarious when you get it, but especially when you get a double kill off that thing.
But, rage quits everywhere.
Basically. So that's all the good. Let's get to the biggest controversial bit of the night, especially this week. Not too long ago, one glorious Lord Gaben, that in all glory that he is, especially on Steam and PC gaming that it is, Steam introduces a new way to support modders out there, especially with their new program set up through the Steam's Workshop program. Steam's Workshop is basically an extension of Steam where modders can put up their mods and be kind of an easy access for the customers to just download mods, because you just basically go there, sub, and it automatically, installs and sets up the mod for you, so it's a lot of ease of use. And a lot of games out there, they started off with, of course, main Skyrim, Team Fortress, which was basically like more hats you could just buy stuff. But CSGO, of course, uses that, Counter-Strike, but a lot of other ones use that. But they decided this time to support the modders and create a program and adding an introduction to the Steam Workshop with the use of premium mods. Now, these are mods that have been hand-selected at first, given by Steam itself, and then, of course, they'll have more down the line that you can pay a premium price for, and the money goes to support modders. Now, the whole idea is that you pay for the mods, the money goes to the modders, and also can hopefully entice more, productive, creativity to come into the workshop and probably get more talent, because it's like, hey, modders have been doing this for free forever. I mean, especially for Skyrim being the biggest one to be modded out there, and how vast that game is and how, you can mod it. We've posted a few of my pictures up on our Instagram showing how in-depth you can get modding.
The Daily VG Screeny of the Day.
Which you
Brought
totally
to you by
should.
Game Genie.
I aim to please.
Rated R for suggestive images and really cool explosions.
I got plenty of those down the pipeline.
Well, you saw the last one from this previous week. She was quite the looker.
Yeah, she was.
It was my mother. Oh, wait. Never mind.
You wish. But especially, these modders are like, hey, we've been doing this for free. Why not make a little cash on the side and help promote, modding in general? And that sounds all wonderful and great on paper. In actual practice, this system is complete, and as the British say, bollocks! is the best way I can probably describe it.
For those of you that don't know what bollocks is, it's one of those cool English words people use, like cheeky and bugger.
Basically, this, to blatantly say, this is a basic corporate cash grab of something that was free, and now Steam wants to get the grubby hands on it. Case in point, when we looked at the actual figures and got in touch with the modders, because it seems kind of odd that it's like, oh, they get, money part of it. Well, how much of money do you get from it? Well, of the actual sale, Steam takes, and I quote, 75% of the sale, making 25% of the actual sale given to the modders themselves. Why is Steam getting 75% of the cut, since they didn't make the mod, they didn't make the assets? The only thing they're doing is hosting and promoting.
But they pay them in bitcoins.
Oh, God.
They're still out. Really?
Yeah, they are still,
wow.
sadly. But, Steam's taking 75% of the cut from free mods. A lot of the mods that have gone up there, that are up there in the premium ones, were free. Like Wet and Cold was originally a free mod. Now has been updated for the Steam version. The Nexus version that you can go over to, Skyrim Nexus, is like a version prior, but that's free. This has caused a huge uproar, especially in the modding community, as half people are just enraged, and a lot of people are calling the modders who join up on this basically sellouts by sending them, constant harassments on Twitter and their Facebook, even sending them death threats, especially, which is not cool. I do not condone that sort of behavior.
We have big balls when we have a screen in front of us.
Yeah. Now, of course, I understand, like, modders, if any form of media and creation, like any form of music, art, or even modding, I believe that the modder or the creator has a right to make a profit on it. Granted, it is unique content. I preface that, of course.
Yeah.
It's a form of work. You worked on it. You should have the right to make money off of it. Now, of course, there's a lot of people out there saying, like, well, modding should just be for the passion of modding and, love it. And that's why it should always be free. Let's be honest. That's just an excuse for you to get free stuff. Let's be honest. You're not self-entitled to anything. Like, what I think they should have done, especially for modding, and Nexus is looking to do this, is maybe make a tip jar for modders, saying, like, here's a donation. For right now, if modders want to make money, especially, or make a living off of this, or just mod, it's just they put food on the table, Patreon, Kickstarter. Again, Nexus is starting to try to introduce a tip system, so that's good. Again, Steam shouldn't take 75% cut. On to other things especially bad with this. Curation. Is Steam going to curate the content being put up there and newly submitted content? Nope, that's all from the community.
What?
All the community is responsible for curating that which is posted up onto the website, up onto, that wants to go through the paid site, which has led to a vast majority lately of parody mods. Some being an extra apple, which is literally a mod that adds one extra apple to the Banner Manor Tavern. Just puts one apple on the tavern. It took them 30 minutes to make. Literally 30 minutes to figure out what it did, and about 1 minute to actually place the apple. And it's charging $35 because you can charge whatever amount you want. There is another mod that is literally nothing, as the title implies.
Why?
These are going through. This shows you how broken this system is. If the community is curating this, they can let that through. If Steam is not stepping in to curate this, that tells you this is how broken it is. Not to mention, if this community is curating it, who is to stop people, and this actually did happen, from going over to Nexus, just grabbing the mods off there, and then reposting them there as their own. Not even the original mod authors, just anybody, which happened. People literally, within like minutes of this going live, ran over to Nexus, grabbed whatever they could, and just reposted onto Nexus, and just, basically pirated it, and just posted whatever, price they wanted to, which then, of course, had to be removed instantly because the community had to find out who did these. Who's going to stop that? The community is responsible for that, according to Steam. Let's get into some other things. Refund policies. If you feel you want to get a refund on the mod that you purchased, you have a 24-hour from the time of purchase to refund your money. What if, down the line, the game gets updated? And let's say that update breaks the mod. The only way for the mod to actually be fixed is you have to, and Steam actually says this, politely ask the modder to fix it. Maybe it's something they can't fix down the line. Maybe it's just a technical issue that happened that they cannot do, or or just like they just they don't have the money to do it.
And now you're out 30.
You're out $30. Steam's already got its money. They already got their 75% cut. And it's like, are you kidding me? This is just blatant corporate just cash and grab.
Not cool.
Not to mention, I know I'm going even more deep.
Pyramid scheme.
The legal issues. If you start charging money for mods, you have to make sure your mod is legit and is your own quality of content and is unique. The problem is with especially a lot of mods nowadays, they rely on other mods to actually work. So now if you're using somebody else's mod in conjunction with yours and you're making a profit off of it and you're not paying any royalty or anything to that, that is a huge legal issue. And what does Steam do? You'll be fine. They literally said this to one of the mods. There's already been one paid mod that has been removed because I think it was like the art of fishing, which was the art of the catch or something like that, because he used animation mods that were from another mod source. He went on Reddit to address his situation in it where he was the mod author actually did get approached by Steam and by Bethesda themselves saying, hey, we want to do this new program, which was this paid program. We really want your mod in there. And he asked them, asked the lawyers, because he was under NDA. Anybody in this program was under NDA. They could not, say anything to anybody. And they were asking, it's like, hey, I'm actually using some mods that, that somebody else is using. Should I contact them? Steam's lawyer said, no, you'll be fine. You don't need to. And lo and behold, because you're using somebody else's mod in conjunction with it, you can. And once you put a price tag on it, there's a legal issue. Now, because most of them are free, you can kind of get around that because, as Total Biscuit put out a good video of this, I'm using a lot of his points because he makes some really good arguments. You're basically asking for forgiveness at that point because it's like, I'm sending for free. You can't really charge me if I'm giving it away for free. It's kind of open source. So, and a lot of the mods, especially out there, the vast majority of them need stuff like SKSE, which is a script extender. Do I need to pay for that? That's a third-party program out there. Sky UI, which is just an overhaul of the UI system in Skyrim. Am I going to have to pay for that especially? Like, there's licensing issues that can come up big time. This is a gigantic bomb, and especially the community has been very vocal about this, both in the proper and, let's be honest, the more... not really agreed upon, but the more majority of being the two middle fingers, shall we say, in text art, and massive petitions, groups created saying no mods. There's already a petition out there to bring it down. It's already up to past 100,000 things right now. But my viewpoint on it is you can do all those groups, you can create the petitions, but that's not what's going to end up changing at the end of the day. Because the petition, an online petition right now, change.gov right now, it's like, okay, you make a petition, is that really going to do anything? It's like, here's a couple signatures. No, that's not going to do anything. If you really want this to die and to go away, do not buy anything. You show a company. The only way you're going to stop a company from doing something is to hit them where it hurts. What is a company designed to do? Make money. If they're not making money, it's a failed program. So do not buy the mods. Simple as that. I can understand from the mod authors who got into this program and, saw it's like, hey, I can make a little bit of money on this, which is understandable. But the problem is that there's a huge corporate behind it that they're being used as the poster child right there. And they're getting the front end of the internet's, wrath that they really shouldn't. I do not condone the death threats and all the hateful messages that are going to them. If anything, it's whoever executive decided to do this. I don't know if it's Gabe Newell himself. It probably wasn't. It's probably one of his the other guys in there. But he did go on to Reddit itself and do an AMA, especially on there, to address a lot of the issues with it. Especially even the owner of Nexus itself, the Nexus Mods, actually got on there and asked him a question about it, especially. So there's more information out there, but. This is just a gigantic mess right now, especially, and controversy. And it really hits kind of home because especially with all my screenshots, one of the things I do with Skyrim and do a lot of modding. And I've actually had people on Steam actually ask me, and I've actually contacted a few modders I know from there and get their opinion. They're pretty much the same thing. Like, modders, I believe that they should have a right to price their content. It's just we need a better way to do it. A tip jar is fine. I do not believe that all mods should be free, to be honest, because that's just a self-entitlement thing. So, and trust me, yes, the PC is expensive, but you should not be, you're not self-entitled. Let's be freaking honest. So, that could...
And now you know, and knowing's half the battle.
G.I. Joe. Oh, dear God, fire.
NBC cares.
Burning down the house. Pretty much, is what I have to say.
Deep thoughts with Jack Handy.
So,
And now, ER, the 10 o'clock.
God. So, I guess I'll just ask before I move on, any of your guys' thoughts on that?
To quote Lorraine Wilson in The Rocker, sounds like you guys are still in the need for the perfect showcase.
Yeah.
Is there any good news, Bradley, that you have?
I gave you it all beforehand. We got game announcements coming out, son.
You leave the bad
He
news.
lifted us up and then
just
knocked us
Down. I did the good
He did like the
first.
Tower of Doom that they used to have at Adventure World.
Actually, that is still there.
He's
sadly.
like,
News, everyone. Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, basically. Again,
Whichever.
it's an interesting idea. It just needs a lot of tweaking, especially the whole. It's the biggest thing that drew me that stood out for me from the initial gut reaction to it was that 75% cut straight off the bat for just hosting it. I'm sorry, but just for hosting and promoting it, basically, you do not deserve that. You do not put in the time and effort that goes into it.
That thing's so dirty, sounds like you need to get the collector to talk to him. Just, does your people have elbows? Get to work.
Yeah. I don't know who the hell got that pass through in the executive board, but seriously, that guy needs to be dragged out and beaten in the streets like the riots. But again, I don't think it was the glorious Gaben himself. But I need some good news with the movies.
I gave him the perfect setup, too, and he didn't take it.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, man.
it's all right.
You were on that roll. You were like a freight train coming
That
down
was
a
like
mountain.
a banter in itself right
That
there.
was,
wasn't it?
yeah. I'm sorry. There was controversy this week. I told you, and I was gonna get
Say,
to
I
it.
don't have a banter this week, but
But it's going
I'm
down.
not saying I'm angry, but I could kill someone with just my thumb right now.
that's okay. I have
saying.
something for him later in this report that's going to piss him off.
Oh boy.
Is it a clean slate again?
The audience probably still doesn't get it.
Nope, that's okay. They don't have to. If they watch two movies from 2012 and 2013, they'll understand.
We have our inside jokes, so...
Yeah. Anywho, movies. This is like the last weekend, the calm before the storm. I just want to say that right now. Anywho, let's start with our weekend box office report. Furious 7 came in at $18.2 million.
Still making bank.
Topping it off at, ready? $320.5 million.
That's a lot of cheddar.
It now pushes Frozen to become the fifth highest grossing film worldwide.
Yay,
Yay.
that stupid snowman.
Vin Diesel took his exhaust and took a torch to that little snowman, and boy, am I happy. Yeah.
Reza hit the Nas. Nas. I cannot believe they still even had the balls to even put in the Nas energy drinks in a couple scenes, too. In a couple of
Did they really?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I must have missed that because I was just pulling my hair out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder if Michael Bay was product placement supervisor.
Oh,
Probably.
Don't touch that one yet. Furious 8, though, it is going to happen. It was announced.
And we will be there to watch it.
It was announced at CinemaCon this past week. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen as soon as 2017 now, too. It was announced by Vin Diesel at CinemaCon.
Look, we're already filming it right now in the back lot. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We've talked a little bit about this before. For those of you who haven't seen Furious 7, I still won't spoil it just yet for you. For the most part anyway, though. But, right. I mean, the closure to Brian O'Connor, Paul Walker's character, that was it. And felt like it was the end of the story. And they could have just finished it up there. And, I mean, obviously Vin Diesel is going to come back. This is about all he has. So.
There are some points they can work off of.
Like, there are. I mean, they left a lot of things open,
did, yeah,
believe it or not.
Fine.
But
let's face it, he's a talking tree with or without CGI. He needs these movies.
True, yeah.
Oof. It's just, how can they top themselves with parachuting a car from a cargo plane and a drone in downtown California.
Get Tom Cruise on the bottom of that car and
At this rate, you're going to need appearances from God and Satan. I think that's all they have left.
yeah, probably.
I don't know.
Aliens invade New York. It's up
Somebody
to me.
was at AMC Movie Talk said Furious 8 in space. Kind of like Machete Kills in space.
And suddenly Quentin Tarantino becomes a supervisor.
No. You need a Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
And then you throw in Michelle Rodriguez is
There's
already
no
in there, so
yeah.
I just had Jessica Alba in there.
Yeah.
That's a cat fight I'd pay for.
Yes.
Anywho, though, finishing off the weekend box office, Paul Blart 2, $15.5 million, coming in at a total of $43.9 million. The Age of Adeline, not Age of something else, at $13.3. There's the movie with Blake Lively and Harrison Ford in there.
If
And
she doesn't get at least into a bikini, I'm not watching it.
no, go watch The Town. Yeah, go watch
Town.
The Town. Much better with her. That she proves that she has some acting.
Use
chops.
those assets, baby.
Yeah. Home came in at $8.3 million, topping it off at $153.7 million. Unfriended, the low-budget horror movie, $6.2 million, topping off at $25.1 million. Now, boys, now into the main event. Now,
The meat and potatoes.
yeah, we know a little movie, tiny little movie called Avengers: Age of Ultron happens to hit theaters this
what?
Thursday/Friday. Okay.
What's that about again?
Huh?
Like a group of some people who
Earth's Mightiest Heroes, that sort of thing.
It's been done.
They avenge something.
Yeah.
Somebody died. And
They can't. They can't. They might not save the world, but they'll damn sure avenge it. You know, something like that. Yeah.
We'll avenge the Earth. Curse you, pollution.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's Captain Planet.
Well, Don Cheadle was in that too.
Water.
May our powers combine to Earth.
All right.
And hard.
So,
Get the hell out of here.
now, mind you, the original Avengers that came out in 2012 made $207 million opening weekend. It sets it up top as the biggest opening weekend ever. So, Bloomberg Business is reporting that Avengers Age of Ultron, that is, could net an estimated $217 million.
That's closest to what I predicted.
What I don't remember what you predicted. I was
down,
going to say,
yeah.
what were our predictions again?
I was 215.
He was 215.
You were 180.
I was
You were-
210.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I really don't know right now. It's too hard to say. It's just, I mean,
Bloomberg would
if Captain America: The Winter Soldier can make that amount of money in April, and it actually may start
May,
this week,
yeah.
believe it or not. I mean, it is very possible. I mean, I've seen
What else is out
we've
there?
seen crazier things out there. I mean, hell, American Sniper, a rated R movie, did so well and became the highest grossing movie of the year.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point. I think we might have talked about this before. I honestly can't remember. Do you guys think Age of Ultron will be the highest grossing movie of the year? Now, mind you, Star Wars, The Force
yeah.
Awakens, also by that little son of a bitch, is, same studio, so he's going to win no matter what. But
yeah.
which one's going to be the juggernaut?
I kind of want to go with Star Wars.
I think it's Avengers.
Okay. It's a draw there. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know. Well, I mean, we know what has a bigger fan base, but
True.
think about it this way.
Time-wise?
Not so. Well, all right. Time of the year, Bradley. Good point. Avengers is coming out in summer. It's like the kickoff to summer blockbuster season. Star Wars is coming out in December during the Christmas time. Now, we've also talked about how that can be like the new summer blockbuster type of
There's a winter
area there,
blockbuster.
too. Star Wars has a following. Avengers has built up with the characters that kind of, following, but it just...
It has the comics following, but you now have a new following, a new audience especially getting hooked into it.
But you don't see people dressing up so much in costumes like as a stormtrooper as they do for other things. I mean,
Unless you're going to
you know.
Comic-Con.
yeah, that's the thing. So, I mean, honestly, I think it's going to be Star Wars right now. I mean, just because it has that following.
Okay.
Despite the prequels, which are crap.
The what now?
That never happened.
Oh, good.
it
That's
never
what I thought.
happened.
They made prequels for those?
Yeah. I don't know. But I honestly, I just think that, while this movie, it's Joss Whedon's last movie or whatever, I'm sure he made it into an excellent movie. I have no doubt about that. I just think that the audience and the following, we are going to all see this on Thursday evening. Tickets are already purchased by one of the Bohs, and the other two will be buying that too. So we will let you know next weekend how that turns out. Now, finishing up on my Avengers banter here, had a chance to watch Captain America: The Winter Soldier over this weekend, and I gotta say, I think that outdoes maybe even the first Iron Man in my opinion. Or it's tied right now as probably being one of the best Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, maybe even one of the top 5 comic book movies ever made. I want to know what you guys, go as we do like our recap of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I know you and I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, we did.
And it was a great surprise because I had never seen the first Captain America. I knew what to expect after the last couple Iron Man movies. As everybody says, it was Disneyfied almost or whatever, just but this one was
darker, and the tone especially being that espionage style stuff.
It was a spy thriller, which was great, and it just the action sequence. I can't get over some of these action sequences in there. I mean, the Nick Fury downtown car chase at the beginning. Probably one of the best action scenes filmed in there.
Get me off the road.
Great, I'm sorry.
The fight versus, was it George St. Pierre? No. Who's the guy?
Yeah, George
St. Pierre.
I can never say his name. That's why I mumbled it. That fight, he did Street Fighter moves on him, though, too. But, that was a great fight. The fight sequences and the choreography, should I say.
Indeed.
Yeah. My feelings are that, if the Russo brothers did such a good job with that, I wonder if Joss Whedon's going to be able to outdo that or whatever. As I'm watching
with CGI,
as I'm watching the mid-credit sequence, I'm like, okay, it just felt like more TV movie instead of just like how. Granted, Russo brothers were TV directors, or TV writers even though too, but they just ended up doing such a great movie that. I'm almost saying that it's not going to be as good as Captain America: The Winter Soldier. There, I said it. So, I hate
He's
to
calling it now, ladies and gentlemen.
I hate to be the negative Nancy here, but somebody's got to do it.
He's out. Shopping for president.
Hate mail at brian@thebanteringbohs.com. Now, speaking of bad news here, Robert Downey Jr. was doing an interview this past week. And he was being interviewed. Of course, he's making his ways around the press, trying to hype this movie. And not that it really needs hyping at all. But
Ant-Man does.
Huh?
Ant-Man does.
Yeah, that's not the one we're worried about right now.
Ant-Man needs Donald Trump to just bribe people with movie tickets to help that out.
Yeah.
So he was doing an interview with a British journalist.
That douche.
Yeah, we'll talk about him in a second. And I will definitely be saying his name, even though I'm going to butcher it. Krishnan Guru Murthy. Started asking questions. He was asking questions about the movie, and then all of a sudden he goes and asking about Robert Downey Jr.'s father, his past drug use and incarceration, and he's what's going on here? And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm just asking you a question or whatever."
Aren't we pushing a movie here?
Pushing a movie, and that was how long ago?
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, just ask me about the movie. And then he kind of gives his publicist the eye, and he's just like, "All right, I'm out. Sorry."
Yeah.
Didn't even say sorry. And he should have done way worse than that.
True.
So kudos to Robert Downey Jr. for
being a gentleman about
for doing that. And he didn't just attack somebody, which any of us could.
He could have Christian Bale or Dennis Quaid the hell out of that guy.
Yeah.
Who do you think? Yeah, basically.
And deep down, I think he knew what was at stake there. Not just the movie, but his career. He's already had to build himself up from
exactly.
before that,
and now this guy wants to start. And he wants to start something.
And he's just trying to. He's just trying to pull at him or just pull whatever.
I think this was the same douche nozzle who did an interview with Michael Jackson and.
I believe you're correct on that one. Yeah, just
trying to start controversy when there doesn't need to be. Stop. He's just promoting a movie. You can't get over it. Seriously?
Yeah, so, it's just, kudos to him and to the guy that, did that interview. First of all, you and your mother and your little dog, too.
And the camel that you rode in on.
Exactly. Because, just ask questions. While we've never done interviews before, maybe you guys have, but I just know that I just stick to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Bottom line, no.
Stars like that, you have a pre-screened set list of questions that you are allowed to ask. How you phrase them is your responsibility, but gotta stick to the script.
Stick to the topic, stick to that. There's no point in going off topic.
Oh, so what you guys are trying to say is stay on target.
Yeah.
So finishing up with the Star Wars celebration here.
You see the transition?
You know that was a good one. There was some news on this past Sunday, and the director of Star Wars Rogue One and producer and president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, debuted the first. It's a teaser. This is really a teaser trailer, Bradley. Okay, mind you, and because it really is. It's just made up footage, kind of like video games, how they just make up footage for it in a way, though. Too. Yeah, sorry, keep you awake. So pretty much what's going on with this trailer is that. Remember those Death Star blueprints that Princess Leia had from Episode 4 that she was trying to sneak away from, the Empire? Well, what Rogue One is going to do is kind of, show you the whole, squad or whatever that was sneaking those plans, and they're just going to go along with that. It's not going to be so much they were talking about bounty hunters. It's not going to be about that at all. It's going to be set before the events covered in 1977 Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope.
Do we get to see the Botham spies take the plans and then get it to Rogue
sounds
One?
like it says it's going to involve a mission to steal the plans for the Death Star. The attempts of Darth Vader to recover those plans, fans will remember, provided the setup for Lucasfilm's franchise starter. Oscar-nominated The Theory of Everything, Felicity Jones will be a part of it, as described as an ensemble cast, although it's unclear what role she's going to play. No other ones are going to be known. Right now, it's StarWars.com. Star Wars on Twitter said a band of resistance fighters unite for a daring mission to steal Death Star plans in the Star Wars anthology film Rogue One.
You know what I really hate? Bonthans. Many Bonthans died to get these. Ooh.
Yeah, so this should be interesting, though. I mean, I like how they're saying, okay, we're just going to go. This is how they're starting off. It's a story that any Star Wars film fan is familiar with. So let's start off there. They're not going to do the Yoda. They're not going to do another, even Han Solo. They're just going to do the actual an event. And I kind of like that. I want to know what you guys had to thought about that.
That's good, Dave. It worked, especially. It hasn't been covered too much, really.
It's what Lucas should have done.
And there was one video game, I think they tried to do it, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. Work with it. It's a story within it that we already know is there. It's just we never saw it actually visualized, shall we say.
Here's some more information about the trailer. They obviously haven't put it online. I mean, there's little glimpses of it or whatever. So as the trailer starts, an image of the Death Star is shown looming over a forested planet in the new trailer, all CGI apparently, while Obi-Wan's voice reminds viewers the Jedis were rendered, but all extinct in the years between Episode 3 and 4. For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic, before the Dark Times, before the Empire. That's my best attempt at Obi-Wan Kenobi. The trailer then features the logo for Star Wars Rogue One, shown over the disjointed, crackling audio of panicked space pilots, presumably in great peril. So it's going to be more of a war movie. So this should be very interesting. They're bringing in people from Zero Dark 30, Black Hawk Down, Saving Private Ryan, and War Horse.
Jesus. Man, it is going to be a war film.
Yeah. So this could be,
Remember. 5th of November.
Many Bothams died that day. I'm terrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, though, here's something you might be able to talk a little bit more about, Bradley. The FantasticFour trailer 2.
True. Yes.
So another trailer. It was such a week for trailers that, guys, I got to be honest with you. I mean, if you were a film fan this week, or if you were a nerd, this was the time for you, or whatever. It almost got to the point where I'm just like, another trailer, really? Now these are not the big trailers from last week. Okay, we had Star Wars and Batman versus Superman last week. Ant-Man.
Yeah, man. It was, there was something in there. I don't know, something small.
A teaser? No.
No.
Yeah.
Wasn't even an appetizer.
Thomas the Choo-Choo. Anyway, so FantasticFour trailer did come out this week. It's talking more about dimensional travel. What it looks like is Inception meets X-Men. That's the best way to describe it.
True.
And honestly, that's a great thing in my mind. I mean, it's from the writer of X-Men. We see a lot more of the space exploration that they do.
Yes.
We're introduced to all the characters. I mean, the guy playing Reed Richards, his name is I forget off the top of my head. I should know this, but you know what? It's a Sunday, and it's been one of those weekends. What can I say?
Got his start on the Disney Channel. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he was up for a nomination, possibly. Anyway, So pretty much the 4 survived. We're all familiar with that story. They all have unique physical conditions, and they want to use their power to help save people. But something is coming, Bradley. Dr. Doom. I say it's more sci-fi than I thought it was going to be. It's got some action. It definitely has action in it. I mean, the Thing jumping out of a plane, that's pretty badass, gotta say. The Thing himself looks very badass. It looks really, really good, actually. The whole characters, a younger crew, and it's pretty much, I think this thing also has a problem. Not a problem. The battle that it's going to have is trying to get the taste out of everybody's mouth about the original Fantastic Four movies, if you even want to call them that, whatever. Now, I mean, Chris Evans obviously was able to move on that, and now he is Captain America. Jessica Alba, well, she's still Jessica Alba.
Michael Chiklis, retired. Johan Gruffold,
who knows where he is?
He was peeing on people in Horrible Bosses 1. That's all I remember.
I don't know what to say about that. But anyway, though. So, I mean, this movie, it looks really interesting. It's not like all the other comic book movies coming out, though. So, I mean, it's not going to be a big winner overall.
It's coming out at the end of the year, the summertime.
Midsummer. I don't have the exact date for it. I'll get that to you next time. But I mean, overall, though, I mean, I think this movie could be a good. It's going to be. Look, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be really good. I think obviously it's going to be better than Ant-Man or Terminator, or Jurassic World, which we'll talk about in a second.
I laughed when I first saw the notion of this movie being made, but after seeing that one, I'm sold.
Yeah, I think they know. I think they're onto something here.
This trailer sold me. The ones beforehand, I was just like. But once they showed this one, I'm like, okay.
Need another? Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
okay.
I hope they're able to.
Another origin story, but it's a different take.
I don't want them to do a Amazing Spider-Man. Tell us the same story. Give us a promise of the story you were never told, and then just do the same reiterations again or whatever. I'd like to see a better spin on it. I don't care if it's even from the original comics. I'm sorry to say that, but give it a good story.
But Brian, you have to have the original stories like that for authenticity purposes. It's canon, don't you understand?
Shut up. Anyway, on to Jurassic World. Yes, we had another trailer for Jurassic World.
And it ruined the movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it definitely deserves a whammy there. But we will talk about it again.
If you want to know my opinion on it, go back and listen to our last week's episode and the banter there.
Yeah. We won't go too much into it, but all I will say is it's Jurassic Park 1 meets Deep Blue Sea.
That's a good one, actually.
We created a super shark. I mean, dinosaur. And it ate me. The
shark ate me. The dinosaur ate me.
Dinosaurs rip Samuel L. Jackson in half. That's what happened.
Not going to panic anymore.
Hold on to your butt.
Yeah, well, you better hold on to something more than that, Sam, because be glad you're not going to be a part of this, buddy. Chris Evans is... not Chris... Yeah, Chris Evans. No, Star-Lord. Jeez, Star-Lord, sorry. Star-Lord is very much Star-Lord in this trailer, and
his little vest.
He's doing like a fist pump because dinosaurs gotta they need to eat, they need to hunt, they need to. Pretty much what this is saying is Bryce Dallas Howard. She's like the big famous scientist in here. She's playing the one who created the dinosaurs in here. And she's saying every time we have a new attraction, people go crazy. So now what do they decide to do? Genetic modification to up the wow factor.
This can't go wrong.
Oh my God, it is so Deep Blue Sea. Saffron Burrows, extremely hot scientist, does crap to mess with animals, and then the rugged guy who has no clue what he's doing,
Thomas Jane,
ends up having to save the day. Yeah, Thomas Jane.
Yeah,
Deep Blue Sea.
There
he goes on to become the Punisher. Yeah.
Yep.
And everybody dies in there too, aside from LL Cool J.
Mic drop.
And random little kids and that talking parrot.
I was gonna say if there's a parrot in here, well, technically there's a pterodactyl, so that can count for something.
If the pterodactyl start talking, no, the Velociraptors probably would first.
Yeah. By the way, the CGI looks like total dog-ass.
Yeah, it does.
It really does. I mean, you would think after the 90s, we've talked about this before anyway, but still.
They use actual animatronics.
I like animatronics.
Puppets.
I'm old school. I don't care.
They work. Seen an actual Tyrannosaurus Rex animatronics at life size was amazing that they actually did with that.
Yeah, so we do get a chance to see the new dinosaur in here. I won't spoil it for you, but it is pretty much everything we thought it was going to be.
The T-Rex.
T-Rex meets a Velociraptor.
Yeah.
Is it Velociraptor?
Velociraptor, yeah.
Velociraptor. Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want to get that wrong.
I'm not a paleontologist, but...
Yeah, the dinosaur is the super dinosaur is killing for sport, and it's communicating with the other dinosaurs in there. And then you get some...
How convenient plot twist.
Then you get a Gatling gun in there and some RPGs in there.
And then the bug from Men in Black 3 makes a surprise appearance. Put my hands on... You don't have enough guns.
No. Yeah. Anyway.
And
Yeah,
all
pretty
it is up
much.
to Star-Lord to save the day.
Yeah, Star-Lord. He's got, Guardians of the Galaxy too, so
Sure, yeah,
it could
he's
be
fine.
worse. Anyway, though, so finishing up here, two things I want to talk about. It was a certain other person was able to put this up on our Facebook. There's a new picture of Jared Leto revealed as the Joker, which we've already kind of seen in there, and him getting his makeup on. This one's a little different. It has him with the green hair doing his Macaulay Culkin with tattoos, Little John teeth, a purple glove, and yeah, I like it.
Seems to be like the vast majority of the fans are just like going deaf.
David Ayer tweeted this out. The Suicide Squad wishes you a happy anniversary, Mr. J. It is 75 years of the Joker, and I mean, the more I look at this picture, I mean, it's okay. It's trying to do something different that was from the Heath Ledger one, and that's fine.
Well, every iteration of the Joker is going to be different.
Yeah.
But this is vastly different than what.
As long as it plays a good part into it, I still say the tattoos are not real. I really don't think they're real.
They're painted on. They're painted on, obviously, or like screen printed.
No, I mean, like, they're not going to be used in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm going to bet money on that. I don't think they.
I don't think it's going to be.
It might have been a thing of to convey
promo,
just in case, guys.
Yeah.
Haha, there's the smile. You know who we're talking.
Yeah, you know who we're talking about.
I just think it's just kind of added in.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go that far. Same
I really
with the
hope
teeth.
so.
I don't know.
The teeth,
The thing on the forehead, I'm just like, what?
Yeah, the thing on the forehead, damaged.
Oh, is that what it's? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone was asking about the teeth. I'm like, well, obviously, after having them broken so many times by old Batman.
Gingivitis is the leading factor in tooth decay, James.
True, exactly.
All right, now, I would... Go ahead,
my
Bradley.
biggest gripe about it especially is that there's one big thing missing from the picture if you want to be the Joker. What's the Joker's biggest,
The suit?
No, his biggest...
Oh, yeah, they're showing pictures of the white suit. And for those of you that are familiar with that...
But that's not what I'm referring to in the picture. There's something quality he usually has and promotes
The big
everywhere he
smile
goes.
and red lips?
One part of that. Well, he has the red lips. What is he missing?
The big smile.
Exactly. He has an open mouth laugh. Every iteration of the Joker has this big grin smile. What if they just... That's what threw me off. I'm like, why is he doing a laugh, thing? Why doesn't he just do the smile? Because that...
Why so serious?
That I think is what's throwing everybody off now. Because I'm like, it's the Joker. He's an agent of chaos.
My jokes were bad.
He's an agent of chaos, but he's almost like a controlled chaos, basically. And with that grin,
No,
he's...
you complete me.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just like, what if Jared Leto just did a smile instead? Would we be acting a little bit different, too? Again, I've seen people act about the go off on the tattoos, like Joker doesn't have tattoos, and somebody brings up an issue and goes, "Yeah, there it is, dragon tattoo on his back."
Yeah.
So
there's so many different reiterations of the Joker.
True,
there's
true.
very many reiterations of Batman.
There's actually one iteration of the
Won't get into
Joker.
Robin.
There's actually one iteration of the Joker where he was actually female at one point.
It wouldn't surprise me.
That'll happen one day in the cinematic universe. Mark my words.
I would not be
that will
surprised.
happen.
I wouldn't be
That would be
surprised.
the next spin on it.
But there is already a graphic novel. I'm actually trying to track it down because it sounds interesting. It's like Batman done in the 60s. I was like,
It's all part of the plan.
I do hope so. I really do hope so.
you want it to be well. We don't know too much. It's just a picture. for
No,
God's
it's
sake.
just a picture, whatever. Just,
I'm still waiting on Harley Quinn. Let's be honest.
that's all we care about. Come on.
Or listen for.
Well, there's something else, Bradley, that you might or might not care about. I'll put this out there.
Good news, everyone.
Uh-oh.
I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah, Transformers 5 in 2017.
Oh dear Lord.
What's that?
Please tell me Michael Bay's not here.
Done by Michael Bay, of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's all
Well,
over.
he's going to be in there, yeah, but
He's actually going to be in it? Michael Bay has gone the next step. He's made
God, who the hell cares?
Yeah.
every 7-year-old.
So, Entertainment Weekly reported that the CEO of Hasbro confirmed that number 5, Transformers 5, will happen in 2017. Facepalm to the head, Bradley. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael Bay is... All right, we'll talk about Bay in a second. What they said was, first of all, I think we talked about this. They want to create a new universe for Transformers because there's so many stories to tell that they haven't effed over yet.
Just do Unicron in a 2-parter, get it over with, and go home.
Basically, yeah.
And their quote is saying, "We're creating a strategic plan around Transformers."
You want to be like Marvel. You're not.
You blow it!
Yep, pretty much. When you started making the first one.
It's good. Now, here's some good news. It will be written by the writer of I, Robot, The Da Vinci Code, and A Beautiful Mind. So at least they will have a new writer.
It's got some chops.
It can't be any worse. It really can't be any worse.
They can't get any lower than they
can't
are.
be any worse.
Hey
No.
guys, here's the script. Michael Bay go, there's no Mountain Dew here. There's no GMC here.
There's no
Where's my Pepsi?
Where's my Victoria's Secret model?
Yeah, there's always a Victoria's Secret in there.
Well, now that you mentioned Victoria's Secret models, there's a rumor that, well, she's not quite the Victoria's Secret model, but Megan Fox could return.
Oh, dear Lord, and all that is.
I was just surprised to see Rose Huntington Wheatley in the Mad Max trailer.
Yeah, true.
Now, Michael Bay, here's the story with Michael Bay. So we
We
talked
get it, Michael Bay. You want to bang Megan Fox.
We want to separate the universe and make it a new one, but let's bring her back with me.
Now,
Yeah.
first of all, coincidentally, Michael Bay was producing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. Okay, and he still is. So he's on better terms with Megan Fox. So is that possible? Absolutely. And
They both found the couch.
yeah. Now, Mark Wahlberg was set to star in the new one, so how they would work that, I don't know. Maybe it's just like, okay, we need all the help we can get.
It's a new universe.
That's
Mark
the list
Wahlberg.
of Grace Monkey's daughter. I don't know. So Michael Bay, there's a chance he could direct it, actually. So he's working on doing the Benghazi movie right now. And by the time that finishes,
that tragedy, jackass.
by the time that finishes up, in 2017, it's just enough time that he might be able to do it. I don't know. It doesn't take that long to film a Transformers movie.
Apparently.
Blow a whole bunch of S up, and then just put a couple product placements in there. Get the new models of the Camaro and Corvette out.
It's only 5 or 6 weeks of actual shooting. Everything else is CGI.
I swear to God,
Right.
if you actually go onto Honest Game Trailer, not Game Trailer, Honest, a movie trailer.
Oh yeah, it's
The
brilliant.
one is just perfect.
You know what?
They just use half the thing just to go down the list of all the promos.
We will repost that just because.
Oh,
yeah,
glorious.
it's pretty much just like this. That's how we're thinking. It's just how the Joker had it right when he put his hands on his head like that. Bottom line is, though, do we want another Transformers movie? Hell to the no. No,
Not
no,
from Michael
no.
Bay. I would accept it from a new studio, but I wouldn't take it from Bay anymore.
Here's the thing: you could bring in a new director and a new writer, and it'll be better no matter what. Because, like I said, look what's come out of it.
Yep, pretty much.
Look at what it ended up being. That's just reiterations of the same movie cut into number 4. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But hey, we have dinosaurs.
We had Dinobots.
The one prior had robot balls.
That was number 2. Remember that?
Too?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Could have dealt without the crack and what's his name's ass.
No,
No thanks.
Anyway, though, so that's about all I got. Big news next week will be, of course, our Avengers Age of Ultron preview. I'm sorry, review. That is review. It's going to be.
We did the preview already.
We did the preview. That's for damn
Go
sure.
back and watch the summer movie preview episode.
Yeah, definitely at thebanteringbohs.com.
And if you want to, you can also buy the original movies on our Amazon page as well.
God,
Make it up for it, son.
Yeah, he just wants to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway, recommendations for the week. Go.
Surprisingly enough, I usually don't hit early access titles, but of the time that I've actually gotten to play it, Killing Floor 2 has just hit up early access, and surprise, surprise, it's actually pretty polished for an early access title. If you're into wave-based survival against hordes and hordes of Zeds and seeing very, very satisfying headshots on those damn things and gore fest galore, yeah, Killing Floor 2. It's just more of the same, especially a game, just a lot more polish. Again, right now they only have about 4 of the perks that you can play out right now. 3 maps and just the one boss right now, Hans, who we actually put a picture up on our Instagram page as well.
Yes, sir.
And it looks amazing, especially for that game. Just actually a lot of just polish. I cannot praise how gorgeous the game actually looks and how, again, surprisingly good it is. Again, do be aware it is in early access, so there are some bugs here and there, but again, something to check out especially. So, Killing Floor 2, look for it.
Fantasy players, I mentioned him once. Jimmy the Hit Paradis, hitting 461, as I said. Power, speed, anything else in between, go pick him up. He's available everywhere. Picked him up myself today, so ride him while he is hot. No homo. Next one, please.
Yeah, in theaters this week, Avengers Age of Ultron, like I said, it actually premieres on Thursday evening. You can either go and do the whole Marvel, see all the Marvel movies, like for 24 hours. You can see the first Avengers and Avengers Age of Ultron. We're just going to see Avengers Age of Ultron, bottom line, though. But either way, go see the movie. Let us know what you think about it. And, we will give you a review next Sunday when we record. In the meantime, find us at thebanteringbohs.com. There you will find all of our latest shows and links to all the various social media networks. Gentlemen, have a great week.
You too, sir.
And to you as well.
Good luck on that final, Bradley.
No, thank you. Well, it's Project, but whatever.
Whatever it is. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us. As always, we will catch you next week. Peace out.
Put him in a cup.
Deuces. Hey there, folks. Do make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Bantering Bohs. Also, be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/The Bantering Bohs. Thank you, and deuces.